Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a wooden house. It's going to be very quick, very simple. This tutorial is a little bit of a tester. Ever since they changed how wood places, I've been a little bit reluctant to make anything out of it. However, if this build goes well, we'll make the next house a little bit more extravagant. So if you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You will need some spruce wood, some birchwood planks, some birchwood stairs. You'll also need yourself some birchwood slab and some glass pane. You could also use glass block, however it is personal preference. I will bring on the pane. And finally, we're going to need a door of some description unless you have an open door policy. I would go with wood. Those are the only materials that you're going to be needing, so once you have those and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'm going to be making it right here. You're going to want to kick this off with a row of 4 spruce wood coming directly up from the floor. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You then want to extend that 4th block over to the right by 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You then just want to connect that 8th block to the ground. So you just want to end up with a nice little archway like this. And this is going to be the front of our house. For those of you guys that think that is pertinent information, this is the front. And I'm just going to mark it with a bed, in fact, why not? I'm going to need one later anyway, so we'll just throw that down there, and I don't like seeing that on the old action bar, so we'll leave that out. Once you have your nice little archway, you then want to come towards the back of your archway, and you want to drag back both of the corners towards the back of the house by 6 with your spruce wood. And this is the difficult part. The difficult part is keeping the spruce wood upright. So 1, see what I mean? Let's see. There's a knack to doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the other side as well. 1, come on. Do it for daddy. No. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You then just want to connect those 2 6th blocks together, and you want to connect them to the ground. So I'm having a pretty difficult time. You see, this is why I've been reluctant. Ever since they changed how wood places, like you can place it on its side and this and that, it's really become irritating to work with, especially in the realm of tutorials, because, you know, even a few mistakes add up to quite a lot of time added to the video. See, come on. There's got to be some sort of trick that I just don't know to placing this. Come on. Come on. There we go. So you just want to end up with a nice little square frame like this. Next thing you want to do is build up the 2nd floor. So coming to the front of the house, although there really isn't any point to this, coming up to the front of the house, you just want to, this top row that we have around here that forms the top of our square, you just want to outline it with another row of spruce wood going all around the outside. And it's kind of difficult to put into words, but this is what you want to do. It's actually really simple. You just want to go around the top rows of your spruce wood all the way around in the little square and just reinforce it like this. So you've got essentially what looks like a table from the front. Very simple. Once you've done that, it's now time for us to build up the walls of our 2nd floor. So on top of our table, you just want to raise up the 4 corners, each by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other 3 corners as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, come on, 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit too close, and 1, 2, 3, 4. What you then want to do is just connect all 4 of those top blocks together. So again, we've got the challenge of keeping the spruce wood upright. So just connect them all together, like so. Just go around in a circle, or a square, rather. Yes, this is getting easier. There we go. So you just want to end up with something that should look exactly like this. Once you've done that, I feel as though it's now time for us to fill in some of the panels of our house. And we may as well start with the front, since we have the basic structure of the ground and the 2nd floor together. All that we've got left after we fill in these little panels around the house is the roof to do. So starting with the front ground floor panel, this one right here, this is what you want to do. So you just want to, first of all, place a door right in the very middle of the panel. You should be able to eyeball that quite fine. Quite fine, like a southern farmer. What you then want to do is just outline the door with some spruce wood, which is the difficult part. So you just want to do what is essentially this. Come on. Except maybe a little bit more proficient than I am with the spruce wood. I swear, I'm just the worst. So there we go. And then it doesn't matter if this one's sideways. That doesn't really matter. So you just want to do that for the front panel. What you then want to do is just occupy the space next to it with this. You just want to place birchwood planks on the upper and lower portions of the space like that, horizontally, and then you just want to fill the remaining space in with glass, like that. Very simple indeed. Pause that if necessary, of course. That is the front ground floor panel. Once you've done that, it's now time for us to crack onto the sides. So the sides are very simple. They're not completely unlike the front. You just, first of all, separate the middle with a spruce wood beam, like so. And then you just pretty much do the birchwood planks on the upper and lower portions of the remaining sections. And then you just fill in the middle of it in with glass pane. So there you have it. Pause that if necessary, of course. I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So just spruce wood slap bang in the middle. Birchwood planks on the upper and lower part, and then glass pane everywhere else, like so. This is the other side, exactly the same as the opposite side. Pause that if necessary, of course. Let's move on to the back. So the back isn't completely dissimilar. So this is what you want to do. You want glass pane slap bang in the middle of the back, like so. You then want to surround the glass pane with 2 strips of spruce wood. And then you just want to do what we've been doing for 3 sides now. You just want to fill the remaining space in with birchwood planks and sandwich some glass pane in between to give you something which should look exactly like this. Pause that if necessary, of course. That is the back panel of the ground floor. Let's move on. Moving back over to the front, we may as well start at the front again. I don't know why, I always like starting here. And what you want to do for the front second floor panel is this. So I'm just going to do this. I've pretty much been doing this all along, except kind of just chuntering away over the top of it. But I'm just going to do it and then show you guys what the end result wants to be, because it's God, come on. Come on. Why? Just place. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to put into words, but it's actually really simple to see what I've done once I've finished it. So let me just... If I ever finish it, I mean, spruce wood. I swear. There we go. So that is the front second floor panel of the house. Very simple. Pause that if necessary, of course. Once you've done that, it's now time for us to move on to both of the sides. Hopefully this is going to be a little easier. So both of the sides are the same again, and you just want to do this. Again, I think I'm just going to do this and show you guys the end result. So there we go. We've got that there. Da 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 da. Those there. Glass pane in the middle, and it's all easy to do. So that is the, well, one of the sides of the second floor of the house. The other side is the exact same. Pause that if necessary, of course. I'm going to go ahead and quickly do the other one before we have to fade out for the night time, since it's not too difficult. You already know what to do for these. We've done it the once already. Quite easy. Zip through this. Some glass pane. There we go. There you have it. There's the other side. Very simple. Pause that if necessary, of course. I'm going to cut out. I'll be back with the final panel of the house once we have the daylight again. So moving on to the back. The back is actually identical to the second floor front panel. So all you have to do quite literally is just look straight forward and copy what you have on the front. It is not too difficult whatsoever. So let me just go ahead and do that. Come on. Come on, as I said, there's got to be an easy... I've destroyed that in the minute. There's got to be an easy way to do this that I'm just not aware of. Maybe there's a way to turn it off. Yeah, there we go. Did it right and then deleted it. Almost had a heart attack. And just fill in the rest of the panels. Can you see why I didn't really want to build like a really massive house out of this? I mean, I think it'd drive me absolutely insane. And the issue with using the woods like a birch wood or oak or what have you, is you really do need the actual wood counterparts. When I say the woods, I mean like you can't really use birchwood planks or like oak wood planks without using the actual wood itself. Otherwise, well, you know, generally it doesn't look too good, or at least I've not managed to make a house that looks good without it. So there you have it. That is the second floor back panel of the house. Pause that if necessary, of course. Once you've done that, it's now time for us to move on to the roof. So we've got to build up the sides of our house a little bit. This is what you want to do. So starting from the... well, I guess we may as well start with the left-hand side. Starting from the left-hand side of your house and over towards the back right here, you want to do this. So you're on the second block, you've got your spruce wood, and you want to do a single spruce wood. You then want to do 2 upright diagonals with your spruce wood. So 1, 2. You then want to go to the right by 1 with your birchwood planks. You then want to do 1 to the right with your spruce wood, and then you just want to do 2 bottom right diagonals. So that is just placing 1 here, and that is just doing 1 here, to give you something which should look like this. What you also want to do is just place a single birchwood planks on top of that single birchwood planks, to give you something which should look exactly like that. And now we've just got to fill in this little middle section here with this. I'm just going to do this very quickly for you. So you want to end up, once you've finished, with something that should look exactly like that. And we're just going to pile stairs in front of those spruce wood blocks and that birchwood planks block as well. So pause that if necessary, of course. Once you've done that to this side, it's time to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. So we just start off with our spruce wood. We do 1 single spruce wood, 2 upright diagonals, and a birchwood planks going right, birchwood planks on top, and then go to the right one with our spruce wood, and then do 2 bottom right diagonals, which is placing 1 here, and then placing 1 in between to give us our little steepled triangle shape. You then just fill in the middle section with your birchwood planks and your glass pane. Very simple indeed, to give you something which should look exactly like this. Pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've done that, it's now time for us to move on to the roof. So, as I mentioned, the roof is actually really simple to place. So, the roof begins, it doesn't begin here. It begins like in front of the top row of the rectangle part of the house. It begins right here. Don't know why I'm trying to explain it. And it just runs from, obviously, the left-hand side of the house over to the right-hand side. And also, once we've finished doing all of the rows of the roof like this, we've almost finished, we've just got a couple more rows to add. We'll also just add an extra stair on the ends of each side of the roof just to make it look a bit more roof-like. So it just wants to end up looking a little bit like this, and as you can see, it stops right at the top once you place your stairs in front of your birchwood planks like that. And you also, as a matter of fact, I forgot to do this, you just want to connect the birchwood planks together at the top from like the left-hand side of the house to the right-hand side of the house, and then you just want to, of course, run your birchwood stairs all the way down the other side of your roof like this. Just hopefully not placing them upside down. I can't place anything in Minecraft. It really is a problem of mine, so just want to do this. So as you can see, that's the other side of the roof. Very simple, just to give you guys a side view. The side view usually tells a little bit more. Wants to look exactly like that. Pause this if necessary if you're still working on the roof. And then all you want to do, as I very briefly mentioned, is you just want to extend out the end blocks of the roof like this with your stairs and that 1 block at the top of your birchwood planks. And once you have this, you then want to do upside down stairs underneath that end row of the stairs just to shape it a little more. So you just want to have something which should look a little bit like that. I kind of like it. It makes the roof look a little bit chunkier, but of course it's all personal preference. You could lose that off. You could leave that off if you wanted to. Pause that if necessary, of course. Let's go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. So we just need to extend the... Oops, wrong side. We just have to extend this side out by 1 on each of the stairs, and of course the spruce wood planks. I can't even talk today. I can't even talk today. Never mind place anything. So I'm on a double roll. Place all of these like so. And once you've done that to both sides of the roof, pause this if necessary, of course, you also just want to add a row of birchwood slabs directly on top of the roof, just to make it look a little bit more steepled. I don't know what to call it, but a little bit more like that. So there you have it. That is the roof pretty much 100% complete, and that is the general structure of the house 100% complete. There is nothing left to do in regards to that. So pause any of this if necessary, of course, if you're still working on any of that. Next thing on our agenda is to mess around a little bit with the inside. I'm not going to do any furnishing of the interior or anything, but I'm going to replace the floors, and I'm also going to add in a second floor, add in a staircase. I might even mess about with the outside a little bit since this hasn't taken very long. So I'm going to cut out, and as I said, I'm going to mess about with the interior a little bit, show you what it should look like. So I did a little bit of messing around with both the interior and the exterior. I didn't spend much time on either of them, I'll be honest with you, but sometimes just the little things can make a bit of a difference. I'm not sure whether I went the right direction with the exterior of the house, kind of made it look a little bit dark, a little bit drabby, you know, use the moss wall instead of the regular wall, and I used a darker colour of leaf for some hedging around the house, and it's got the broken path and weeds in the garden and such. I'm not sure if I took that in the right direction. I think maybe a brighter exterior may have accentuated the house a little bit, but I kind of like it regardless. So as you can see, messed around with the outside a little bit, not too difficult to do if you wanted to replicate it yourself. As I mentioned, it's pretty much just a wall, a little bit of hedge around the house. Little broken path, mossy stone, weeds here and there. I also did put some chickens in the front garden, however they have defected. They are no longer with me. Let's have a bit of a look at the interior. So I went with a darker colour wood for the floor of the interior, and as you can see, it's very tiny in here, but you can ram a few things in here. I've got a bookcase. As you can see, such space, many space, all of the space. Bookcase. Got a little bit of a sofa, some paintings and whatnot. Put a fern in the corner. I'm not exactly sure why I did that. Lit it up a little bit, but I used what's this wood called? It always escapes me. Spruce wood planks I used for the flooring. As you can see, you can't really take too many chances with the stairs. You've kind of got to keep it all compact if you actually want to be able to move around in the bottom section. So stairs again, chose some spruce wood planks. The upstairs, there's a little bit more room, but there's not a massive amount of room up here. You can cram some things up here. I did add some things. I don't know why exactly I furnished it. I really did half-arsedly furnish it. I really didn't try too hard. But you know, at least we're moving. At least we're moving. In a previous life, I wouldn't have even bothered doing any of this. So that's a thing. I'm not exactly sure what this bed's supposed to be, I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of just threw a load of stairs around it. It kind of looks okay. Maybe if I mix it up with the colour of the wood, maybe if I mix some light in there with dark. Steve is watching over you whilst you sleep, if you didn't notice that. And I just discovered the item framing thing. Didn't know that existed, nor did I know that flower pots existed. That's a thing as well. A lot of the items kind of fly by since I really only mess around with like pixel art and statues and stuff. I never realised any of the other stuff, but yeah, the second floor, it has quite a lot more room than the ground floor, and that's pretty much all I wanted to show you. I just wanted to show you the upstairs and the downstairs, how you could manoeuvre the stairs if you did actually want to have the house functional. See, the chicken wants to come back, but I'm sorry, once you defect, that is it. I'm just going to take off the hand and give you a nice 360-degree view of the house. I mean, as I mentioned at the very start of the video, this house is meant to be really simple, meant to be a really quick build for the sole purpose of the fact I just wanted to see whether it would be still possible to make a wooden house tutorial since they changed the wood. You could, if you remember, I had quite a few problems placing some wood here and there, so I might just have to practice with it. I might just have to put a few minutes trying to figure out how to place wood properly. Maybe the problem's me, maybe the problem isn't wood, but it can be really tricky. Regardless of the fact that it's a tiny and really simple house, I hope that you found it easy enough to follow. I hope that you like the house. I still like the house, even though it is tiny, very easy. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial.